Welcome fans and freaks, viewers and haters. I'm your raging Canadian critic, and here's today's review. Today's trailer review is on The Wolfman. No, this isn't a life story revolving around Wolfman Jack, the famous radio host, but rather a remake of the 1941 classic horror film about werewolves starring Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins. So the trailer starts out with a kind of prologue of a werewolf in the woods. Yeah. Because if you haven't found out the movie's title already, we can't figure out the whole urban legend for ourselves by the trailer's end, can we? But hold on a second. The guy who's telling the story says, whatever it was, a box shot couldn't kill it. Then he goes on to say, his father went home and made silver bullets. Why would you make silver bullets if you don't even know what the thing is in the first place? After that, we enter into the movie's real story, revolving around the character of Lawrence Talbot, played by Benicio del Toro, who comes home to see his father, played by Anthony Hopkins. A conversation reveals that Lawrence's brother was recently murdered by something ferocious, and that his grieving widow wants to know exactly what happened to him. I spot a love interest. So with this plot, there are questions to be answered. For instance, if Lawrence Talbot is British, why does he talk with Benicio del Toro's Puerto Rican accent? I mean, Benicio del Toro is a good actor. Why doesn't he bother playing a British character with a British accent? I guess we'll never know, since Hugo Weaving enters playing Francis Aberline of Scotland Yard. He's leading the investigation of the murders and warns Lawrence about how he's in danger, followed by an old woman telling him the exact same thing. It turns out that 2 warnings of life and limb aren't enough for Lawrence when in the middle of the night he's attacked and bitten by the werewolf that killed his brother. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the bite mark on his neck and it hardly looks that bad. Yet the father says he's been quite seriously injured. Even an ordinary wolf would leave a better bite than that. Once that's over, Lawrence asks dear old dad if he believes in curses, and he replies with just laughter. I get it. Wait a second. No, I don't. What is he laughing at? This falls into the first transformation from man to animal. This turned out to be a very disturbing scene where it looks like a painful transformation for Lawrence. So I have to admit, you got me there. After Lawrence's little spasm, his father realizes what's happened to his son, and he officially becomes the village punching bag. So let me see if I understand you correctly. You find one of the deadliest predators alive, and your solution of handling it is just beating the snot out of him through every means you can think of? Why don't you, I don't know, kill him? You're just ticking him off so he has specific faces to target in his next transformation. But hey, I'm sure pouring gasoline on a wildfire is just as good a method of solving your problems. You idiots! So after his torture, Lawrence transforms and runs amok a la King Kong around London, because apparently nobody realized that could have happened. So after one last growl and howl, the trailer ends. I have to admit, I think they're doing a good balance of visual and prosthetic effects on Benicio del Toro, and it looks like a great cast all around. This is the raging Canadian critic saying, "Ow!" Yeah, I know it sucks.